For the commission for the High Museum, I started a new chapter for this ongoing project called Silent General that I had started in 2015. You know, projects start in odd ways sometimes, you don't always have some kind of strategy or some kind of big plan or some sort of very complex ideas. Over the years, I have photographed in the South on many occasions. What really stands out for me as a photographer is how so much happens outdoors. Because of the weather, because of the conditions, so much of the unfolding of life does happen outdoors, which makes it so much more interesting for me to photograph because I consider myself a kind of landscape photographer. I learned about American history when I was in the 11th grade when we just arrived from Vietnam, and I remember going to civics classes. The Civil War was multiple pages in a book, but it just felt so academic to me. And I think those monuments have been a great fodder for me, because they tend to memorialize an event and they tend to simplify moments in history. And so they're kind of a great target for me in terms of the way I put together a photograph. In the spring of 2020, in the middle of the COVID-19 quarantine, I made my way to DC following the incredible demonstrations that happened as a result of the senseless killings of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. I think finding these incredible moments of people in between demonstrations, going on about their lives, hanging out after a demonstration, such as the photograph of the high school girls who had come together, had demonstrated, and were then sitting under a tree talking about the event and talking about what was happening in the country, or finding a group of 3 boxers training in front of the Andrew Jackson sculpture were just as momentous for me than as if I had been able to witness the actual demonstrations.